Well, here it comes.
It's that 4FM road, yeah, we ride real slow. Texas bass hitting while the Carolina flow. From the whistles to the winds, every tale they record. Adam and Jack hold it down on 4th and Ward. Southside swing with the coach and Lord. Real life stories, yeah, they back for more. Turn the beat up loud, let the truth restore. You locked in now with the 4th and Ward.
Here's my friend.
Yeah, I forgot. I've already opened mine.
There you go.
Merry Christmas right there.
Yeah, it is Christmas Eve, guys. Actually, Christmas Day now. 1 o'clock in the morning.
Burning the midnight oil. We better hurry up before Santa gets here.
Yeah, trying to figure out. Jack's still sweating a little bit. Having to try to figure out how to hook up all the wires and stuff for the microphones.
All the things we do for y'all. I mean, I'm out here. You should see this room right now. My mom will be pissed.
Yeah, the furniture ain't been moved in 20 years, and we rearranged it to make a little podcast studio. So, the things we do, and we're up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Santa hadn't come yet. So we're looking out, if my kids love to listen. So we're keeping an eye out for them, guys. Jack, we're back in town. All right. And some of my favorite things to do are just ride around town and see like what's changed and
a lot, but nothing at the same time.
Yeah. Like things look different, but things look the same. Like in their own, like I drive by the same guy's house who still, for some reason, has that Cessna 150 airplane in his front yard
over towards the jockey lot.
That's bigger than the guy's house.
Yeah, I respect the hustle though.
You took me through the little tour of the building and stuff. Yeah, I got some new things going on over there.
Yeah, we've made some improvements, but there's still a lot more to be done. Getting there nonetheless. But especially a town as small as ours, there's anything that changes is a big change. And so, like you mentioned, there's tons of houses popping up around here, but then you also still got the dude out there with a plane in front of his yard. So, I mean, small town living, man.
I think one of my favorite things to notice was like as we were going through people's junk piles.
Yeah,
some of the ones throughout our lives have grown. Like I don't know. This is why the old Jeff Foxworthy joke: you can't give rednecks money, right? Because you drive by one guy's house and he's got an RV bigger than the trailer he's living in. And then, they got just old school buses for some reason. You don't know how they get them, but they're just sitting out in the yard.
Yeah.
They got them. They find a way to get them.
I like a good burn pile, too.
Oh, man. We saw a couple burn piles out there today.
Yeah. Well, we saw one with the septic truck right now.
Yes,
so I'm not sure what.
Right in front of the liquor store.
Yeah.
Tattoo parlor, combo.
Probably a good time.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, you just can't beat, like, being back in town for the holidays. And then you see those things that, like, just kind of, they tickle that, I don't know, that nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it boils down to is you just kind of think back on some good times. We were driving by earlier today, coming back from church, and we saw the old street that you were having a sleepover Sunday at your buddy's house, and there's a police standoff the next day.
Yeah. Safe to say, Mom and Dad never let me go back to that guy's house, but it was nuts. I didn't know what was going on. We were jumping on the trampoline outside, and I didn't have a phone. This was before we all had phones. I think I was in elementary school, and we were just hanging out, guys being dudes on the trampoline, and finally my mom gets there, and she's like freaking out because it had taken her like an hour to get there to pick me up, and she tells me about this police standoff. No clue it was even going on. Apparently, it was like a quarter mile from the house. Like, good time, though. Good birthday party.
I mean, probably 8 years old, if that.
Yeah. Right.
Nothing like your first police standoff to really let you know how the world works. But
yeah, it opens your eyes, and then pretty sure that guy's not doing too well now. But, we won't get into all that. But it was a good birthday party, to say the least.
Yeah, I think you drive by, and we had to go print some off, right? One of the Christmas presents we were getting printed off at the CVS. You want to try to find you some dinner, and in town, you only got a few options if you're trying to find some dinner.
Especially if it's later in the evening, yeah. It really, maybe 4 options.
So we try to hit up the go-to, the old BK.
Yeah, the king, baby.
Can't do that.
Nope.
because some clientele that that work there, and
Yep, it's like that scene in the Hangover movie where is it Bradley Cooper? His character's leaving the school.
yes,
Kid walks up to him.
Shut up! Don't talk to me.
Like, I don't know you, Timmy. It's the weekend. Don't talk to me. That's kind of how I feel. I'm on break right now, so I'm not Coach Wardlaw right now. I'm just Jack. So we went to the different spot down, and then another happening when we were there. If you're from Williamston, you know the clock. It's kind of a legend, and we were in the drive-through. We pull up to the window, and what was the name?
Skylar.
And I give the woman my card, and she just looks at me and goes, "Are you Skylar?" I was like, "No, I thought you were Skylar." Yeah, that's probably why you asked. You probably thought I was, but anyway, that's
the best $20 burger you had, though, wasn't it?
It was pretty solid. Onion rings came back to get me, but
there were some nice additions. I was going through, and I think I was going to the next town over, and the little ice cream store in the next town over said on the sign, ice cream and now selling firearms. So I thought that was a nice touch to let me know I was back in the dirty South. Yeah, as you're heading up the highway right there.
I mean, that's a one-stop
next
shop.
town over. It was antiques, ice cream, and now selling firearms. I thought it was a heck of a 1-2-3 punch.
Yeah. So antiques,
ice cream,
and firearm.
Yes. On the sign, one of the taller buildings in town because it's 3 stories.
I respect the hustle.
Yeah. You got to get it how you can get it. You know what I mean?
I mean, they're still in business, so they're doing something right, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. That's facts. Well, shoot. Yeah, I was thinking, talking about all the nostalgia and stuff and kind of just going down memory lane and all that. It's Christmas Eve. Some of your best Christmas moments. I remember one specifically, since it is a football kind of show. You remember when I got those tickets to the Peach Bowl that one year and got to go see Florida and Miami play?
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
Yeah, that was a sick gift.
And it was like immediate. We left
I think it was because the Chick-fil-A Bowl is like a New Year's Eve game, right?
Yeah, so we
did Christmas, and then a few days later, we're going down to Atlanta, going to watch the game.
And that happened. We did that again for was it the Gaylord Hotel Bowl? I remember I had a lanyard. It was like Conoco Minolta.
That was the old Gator Bowl, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Conoco Minolta, Gator Bowl. It's like we talked about last week, some of the random sponsor names that have popped up on some of these bowl games. It is nice to see. It was Christmas Eve, and we had the Hawaii Bowl playing.
Yeah.
It's still the Sheraton Hawaii Bowl.
Yeah, that was good.
Some of the other bowls that we were talking about last episode, the Bush's Bowl of Beans or whatever.
Yeah.
That wound up being pretty sick. I feel like we spoke it into existence. 2 episodes ago, we were talking about how our favorite bowls, nostalgia bowls, and then leaning into the theme of your bowl. I feel like they really did a great job going all in this year.
They did.
Because at the end of the Bush's Bowl of Beans or whatever they're calling it, the trophy was literally a bowl of beans. Yeah, so we had the trophy for the Bush's Beans Bowl, and that's Keegan-Michael Key, is it not?
I mean, that's a big time name to get right there. And is this the trophy?
That's the trophy. It is literally a bowl of beans.
That is incredible.
And they had a giant trough out there too that was giant ladle, and players are just all scooping out of it.
I mean, that is incredible.
Yeah, that's gonna be in a trophy case for years to come. For Louisville won it, right? They beat Toledo in a close one.
I think they edged them out by 5 points, maybe.
So in Louisville, Kentucky, for the rest of the time, there's going to be this giant bowl of beans sitting in the trophy case. Yeah. Right beside, I'm sure they won some Big East titles. I don't think they've ever won an ACC title since they've been back in it. But, just seeing some of the clips of, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
That is incredible.
Yeah, that needs to be framed. What I don't get is they're not passing out, bowls for the guys, from what I could tell.
No, that's a shared ladle system.
That is, there's maybe 2 spoons. There's one big ladle, and then these guys are fighting over a spoon.
Does the Louisville Bird have a baked bean hat?
Yes, he does. And it's even a little floppy hat,
Okay, we got multiple ladles here, it looks like. At least 2?
There's at least 2. There's a couple hands trying to go for that one.
What's this MVP trophy looking like? It's pretty standard.
Yeah, they spent all the money on the giant bowl of beans.
Yeah, how much do you think that? That's probably just one of those giant cans.
Well, it's got to be like the industrial sized.
Yeah, that's the
bowl
Sam's Club baked beans.
that then they just piled into it. But no, so then I was walking, or I was clicking through here, and then the potato bowl went on. Go back to those potato bowl ones. So, yeah, we done the mayonnaise dump in the Duke's Mayo Bowl.
Yeah.
We had the beans. We got another tab about the coffee bowl. But we got in the potato bowl up there in Idaho, like the entire Gatorade cooler is full of, which this to me might be the best because I can snag a few of those. Those look like high quality French fries.
Yeah, that looks. How do you cook that many French fries? I mean, that's a big.
Well, yeah, you know, there's some grease at the bottom of the Gatorade cooler.
I'm
like
just
that's
picturing Five Guys. The bag gets all soggy. I can't imagine
yeah,
the pool of grease on that like $150 Nike jacket right now.
yeah. Who was playing in this one? I don't even remember.
I can't even tell you.
I can't either.
That's the beauty of bowl season, though.
I think it was it not Minnesota? No, I think they're playing in another one. Either way, it don't really matter. Like, I'm kind of envious of that right there.
I mean,
Just getting showered in French fries. And we had the mascots that were, it was Washington State and Utah State.
Yeah. I mean, the mascot matchup here is pretty solid.
So we got, on the left is a peeled potato, right?
It looks like it.
On the right is a tater tot.
The tater tot mascot, that's well done. Well done. Claps for whoever did that. That's a good idea. I'm not sure what the just peeled potato is all about. I've never eaten just a peeled potato.
Unless it's one of those, what is it called? Russet potatoes, right? Where you just kind of,
okay,
you leave them kind of all, they're not as big as a normal potato, whatever those are, but you kind of bake those and you put them in like, I don't know, soups or different things like that. But it's like a smaller potato. But either way, I just appreciate that the bowls are leaning into it.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, if you're going to have a crazy name, like a Boca Raton.
Boca Raton, the Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans was the full name for it.
Why not just like the
Bean Bowl is what?
The Bean Bowl, Bush's Bean Bowl. I mean, that's
a good alliteration. The Bush's Bean Bowl.
That's all you needed. And what is this we have here? Is this the coffee?
This was the coffee bowl. So this was the other bowl that they were doing in Frisco. And for the Gatorade dump on it, first of all, whenever we get it shared here, the Gatorade cooler is a coffee cup, which I appreciate that. That's custom.
Yeah, that's nice.
And it dumped literally cold brew coffee all over the coach that won. Now,
is this the same coach that they
no,
fired?
No, that guy is gone. I think they're still kind of figuring out the litigation and all that, but that coach is not in the picture right now. Yeah, Ohio, man, between Michigan and Ohio University, yeah, it was good to see these boys get a win because they've had some rough headlines the last few days.
I'm not gonna lie, that's probably gonna be me tomorrow morning.
Yeah, you figure we're gonna wrap up this recording at like 2 a.m. Yeah, we got to rearrange the furniture back.
Yeah,
we got to make sure everything's good for Santa whenever he wants to show up. So the kiddos got something to be excited about in the morning.
Yeah, got to put the cookies back on the table so he knows where to get them.
Yeah, we got to make sure everything's just like it was left before we got selfish and set up a podcast studio in the living room.
Sorry, Mom. Can we just take a moment though? The UNLV gray uniforms are some of my favorite. There was a clip here to start, or at the end maybe. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a clean look.
That's a tough look.
White helmet, gray jersey, white pants. UNLV on NCAA has got some pretty sick uniform combinations.
Oh, yeah.
And then my favorite thing to do, because I haven't bought 26 yet, so I'm still rocking with 25.
That's insane to me.
My favorite thing to do, you get the UNLV job. They play in a pro stadium, so like as you're winning, that thing gets packed out. The recruiting part's tough because you're in Nevada.
Yeah.
You get some California, you get some Texas maybe. But yeah, the uniforms are sick. And then I would go like put them in the Big 12 or something and just wreak havoc. Yeah, so then going through more just bowl madness, all right? I don't think this one's been played yet, to my knowledge.
I don't think so.
But the Holiday Bowl, and I think this is SMU, and it's SMU playing somebody, but I can't remember. But it's the Trust and Will Holiday Bowl. All right, so I saw this on Twitter. And I thought it was ridiculous. All right, so it said apparently a lot of folks were asking, and they are doing some kind of, it's not the Dr. Pepper throw into the thing and win $1 million. You are throwing whatever hacky sacks, I don't know, into a casket because it is the Trust and Will Bowl.
This can't be real.
It came from the official account. Like, I didn't just find this. If you go back, like that's the verified account for the Holiday Bowl. First of all, what kind of holiday? I don't know. You think a Holiday Bowl, you think it would be like sponsored by SeaWorld or some kind of beach, but it's Trust and Will, which is
it's oxymoronic. You got Trust and Will talking about death, afterlife, whatever. Holiday, those just don't go together, man. And throwing footballs into a casket to win money.
2 people win $1,000 inheritance. That's what it says.
Inheritance? Who are you inheriting it from?
Whoever's in the casket, I guess, or whoever's destined to be in that casket.
And that wording makes you think you don't get it until
somebody
dies.
Oh man, yeah, we might have to watch that one just to hear some explanation on how this is all gonna work.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man.
So we were going through the old stomping grounds, and you gave me the grand tour. Y'all have done some stuff to the locker room, but you got a lot of little projects going on. You had the new coach's locker room, which was actually a really nice setup, good space. You're doing it right, getting the name tags on there.
It's a work in progress, but it's getting there.
Yeah, the equipment room.
That's definitely a work in progress.
Yeah, I think for everybody, their equipment room's a work in progress, but you were doing some good stuff. The organization I could see was getting there. I don't know. It looks a lot more functional, and like you got some LED lights up. Y'all did all that yourself.
Yeah, it was a lot. I mean, I stay busy, I guess. I always there's always something that can be improved, I guess. And for some reason, that just sticks in my head. I think it was the Tylenol. Mom took some Tylenol, I guess.
Yeah.
But so I have like 1 million projects going on, and it doesn't matter what room I walk in over there. But I'm sure you noticed any room we walked in, I was telling you something.
Yeah,
I got to get that done. I'm doing this, yada, yada, yada. And the lights are cool. The kids really like the lights. I'll have to show you that video, the reveal when we did that. But that wasn't just me. A lot of our coaches helped with that. So shout out to them because that was a nightmare trying to run those LEDs.
You guys be able to get any help with the PE storage room? That looked like that needed some help.
That needs a lot of help. And for that one, all right. So we did some shuffling, right? So the weight room moved to the multi-purpose, the indoor.
Yeah.
And we got new equipment out there. So the old weight room, which was attached to the gym, is now our wrestling room. And they've done a great job. It looks good in there. The locker room setup isn't ideal. And so the way our locker rooms are, we have a basketball side and a PE side. And there's a cage on the back half of the PE side that was originally PE storage. And they moved into there to give them a dedicated locker room space. And they've done a good job in there too, redoing that. PE storage kind of got bumped to the old shower room. And I'm talking the old prison shower room, like shower columns with 6 heads on them. You're looking at your buddy in the eye as you're taking a bath. Like there's no personal space, Kids today don't shower anyway. I know PE, that used to be a requirement, but not so much anymore. But
God, I just remember like in middle school, like when you first start having like gym where like you got to change out, go to the locker rooms, like you might have PE like first period.
Yeah, first period PE.
And some guys get grimy in PE.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
If you do what you're supposed to do, you get
PE
grimy.
All-Americans.
And then like they just hammer that Axe body spray all over them, go through the rest of their day like nothing was wrong.
And they don't realize that my office is situated between the basketball and PE locker room. So not only are you spraying Axe walking around the school smelling like that, but the air in my office smells like that every day, after first period on. So you kind of get nose blind to it. But
it was a strong smell in the air whenever I went in there.
It always is. And back to the shower thing, that's our storage now, right? But we also share it with, wrestling has mats they need to store. Our custodians put some floor cleaners in there that are broken and they use for parts. I don't know why we keep those or can't put them anywhere else, but that's none of my business. So you're trying to make a shower into a storage room, and it's not ideal space for that. And so it's going to be a work in progress. We got to figure something out there. But Anyway,
in the janitor's defense, he might be looking for vapes in the bathroom. I ain't gonna lie, I had to make a pit stop. I looked for a couple myself.
you didn't find
No.
it. They didn't take a dump on top.
There was one stall that there was some material
and
still
that's the
in
other
there.
thing. These kids don't flush, man.
No,
Like,
thank you for saying
what
it.
is wrong with you? Like, I know you flush when you're at home. If not, your mama smack you. She should if she don't. But like, we have to put signs up that say flush the toilet. And like, if it's a urinal, that's one thing. If it's just, you should still flush, but at least it kind of drains. But you're just gonna leave it standing in a toilet bowl over break, like a 2-week period. You're gonna leave me to walk back in there and find that? Anyway,
Yeah, that's right.
Flush the toilet, man. Flush the toilet.
I worry about their hydration too sometimes when I go into some of these restrooms. Like if it's one of the common areas or whatever, it's a bathroom that gets hit pretty hard. Like I walk in, it's just like, my God, like, yeah, this can of hot water right here. Like it's darker than that, like brown.
Well,
like,
you saw the piss charts, didn't you?
I did. I like those.
Yeah,
I like those. I might have to
hydration labels.
I might have to see if you can whip up some of
Yeah.
those for us, because ironically we have some Clemson piss charts in our locker rooms. I didn't
That's-
put them there.
Ours was a play on that. So
Okay.
I just recreated it with our logos and everything. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's literally a color chart that says, like, if it's clear, you're overhydrated or whatever. Goes through all the different shades of yellow, from mango to what's this, blood
orange.
Blood orange.
If it comes out looking like blood orange, you got bigger problems.
Yeah, and it literally says emergency, go to the doctor, like something's wrong, right? When you get down to that golden red horseshoe shade. But highly recommend. Place them right in front of the urinal, wherever bathroom, and they're kind of forced to look at it.
We might could just do a 4th and Ward piss chart.
Yeah.
That's like a free download. And
Yeah.
just put that in the show notes.
Yeah.
And then
Download.
just slap them up in your locker rooms, guys. I know we got a lot of coaches that listen, but
Hydration is key now, and these kids ain't drinking. They bring them big old bottles of water to school, but they ain't drinking them, I swear. They pounding about 4 Celsius or Alani's.
man,
no water.
You know what they're hammering? Because I saw, again, driving through town, circling back, one thing I haven't seen since we moved to where we're at now that I see literally at every gas station here, Hunt Brothers Pizza.
Hard to beat.
Old gas station pizza. But like, that it just reminded me that, like, in my first job, we always had a joke that, like, they might be struggling to get a meal on the table or whatever, but they're gonna have a Mountain Dew and Hunt Brothers Pizza.
They're gonna have a 2-liter Mountain Dew and a Hunt Brothers Pizza. And I respect the hustle. Sometimes life gets that way, and that's the best you can do. But that's terrible for you.
Oh, it's absolutely terrible.
Awful. But it's pretty good. I ain't gonna lie, for a gas station, it's pretty solid pizza.
So when you guys get back, now you only do the one sport,
Right?
do football, right? So it's basically full off season for you. Y'all are doing your after school weights and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that before. Y'all share a lot of kids, so
Yeah.
there might be fluctuating who's going and doing that. I'm in powerlifting now, so one of the reasons I got to come out here for Christmas this year was I didn't have basketball that was going to keep me tied into town for games, stuff like that. But we do powerlifting as my second sport now, and we do that in the morning. So like I'm up there anyway, so it's pretty nice for my schedule if we don't have a meet or something, because I'll go do my thing at like 6. Powerlifters come in at 7. We roll them out at like 7:50, 8 o'clock, start first period. Freshmen do their off season or whatever. We try to mirror what they do. With the 8th period guys, rumor on the street is we got a lot of those guys moved into 8th period. So yeah, it'll have those younger guys joining up with the older guys, which it used to happen a lot sooner. Like, you remember when we were in school, like your first day of freshman practice, like everybody's mixed together, like, and you had to tackle the 2-3 year starter, senior, outweighed you about 100 pounds. Like, it was just, well, go bite the ball, like get the dude on the ground, and you get just either trucked or juked out or whatever.
Yep.
But anyway, so like, but you learn some good lessons along the way doing that, like what not to do, how to do things. Maybe you learn from this guy who's a bozo, don't do what he does, get you in trouble. So we're hoping it kind of helps the younger guys kind of learn, this is what's helped us go so far. But so it'll be nice if we can get them all into one period, because then you just really can invest in that one. It makes the logistics of it because now you got all of them in the one class period. So it makes the logistics a lot tougher, or it pulls guys further apart coaching wise. We'll have to do like more than one station or more than 4 to 5 stations when we do our weight room and stuff like that. But I guess you guys have them all sports, so they're kind of all mixed together anyway.
They are, and some like baseball will do conditioning 2 days out of the week, and so softball being there some days, I think they're moving more towards their conditioning field stuff after the break. Soccer, I mean, you never know how many you're going to have, which can be a little crazy logistics wise, just planning out how many racks you're going to have. And, really we're trying to put an emphasis on the weight room for all sports. It's not just football lifting after school. It's imperative that every sport's in there lifting, because I hate to tell you, but weightlifting is one of the most important things you can do in the off season. If you're not playing another sport, whatever, if you're not doing that, you're already behind. And I'm not throwing any shade at the previous football staff that was here, but I don't think that emphasis was put on weightlifting, the last few years of that, for whatever reason. I know COVID hit and there's a bunch of stuff that went on, but we're trying to kind of shift the importance back to that. And like I showed you the TV.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
New live slideshow, I guess you call it, where we try to recognize athletics specifically, but just to try to give kids love that kind of thing.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Kind of like shout out graphic, whatever you can make. They love it. But yeah, it's speaking of, you were talking about bumping your kids. A lot of them are going to be in that 8th period. We're excited this spring. We're actually going to have a football weightlifting class.
That'll be clutch.
Football. Wrestling had one this fall, and so football has one in the spring. So it'll be good. I think we're in like the high 90s percentage wise of the players are going to be in that.
That's nice.
So that'll help a lot, just to have that hour and a half every day to kind of make sure they're lifting. And so that'll probably affect our numbers after school too, because we ain't gonna make them come back to back, twice a day. But yeah, it kind of calms down for me a little bit. This is kind of when I shift more to working on my admin stuff, getting hours for that, working games, and all that.
Yeah, because like y'all alternate. Like you have some guys that are like admin on duty for fall sports,
right? And
they're not obviously going to ask football guys to do that, but then turn around in the spring, you end up having to do a lot of that kind of stuff in the spring.
Yeah,
for the softball, soccer, whatever it might be.
So there's obviously we have our AD, who I think he primarily does a lot of our fall stuff. And I think a baseball guy, I think, helps him with that. And then winter and spring stuff, it's me and another football coach, actually, who's working on his admin degree. We do a lot of it. Our head coach does it because he's an assistant athletic director. So it's kind of, we're paying it back towards the other programs for helping out with football games and stuff. But
so when y'all do that, you're basically just making sure crowd control, field setup. Do y'all have somebody that does that, or y'all do?
The coaches will do that. Like, I'll help out if I'm there, but it's make sure the doors are unlocked for patrons to come in. Make sure the person has the box, the iPad, everything for digital tickets, all that stuff. Help troubleshoot any of that comes up. Escorting when the away team gets there, showing them where their locker room is, and make sure everything's unlocked. And God forbid something goes crazy while the game's going on, you have to deal with it. All that kind of stuff, which can be a headache depending on what happens. But for the most part, we got good people around the area, so nothing too crazy happens usually. But then you lock up, make sure everybody's out, and that's kind of the gist.
That ain't too bad. We have some spots like that, but they'll actually pay per game for somebody to be admin on duty or wherever the rate is. Say it's $100 to be AOD for. If we got boys, girls soccer or whatever, and they're kind of handling that same thing, but I don't know if it's a paid spot for you guys.
It is not. If it was, I would volunteer every night.
Yeah, because I know we got some guys that, depending on what their second sports are and all that, they got, like you said, a little extra free time. They're still up there basically anyway for the same amount of time doing off season and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to go be the admin on duty for a girls soccer game tonight, and like you said, I'm going to show them visiting team where the locker room's at. If anybody wants to pop off, I got to get them out of here, but I'm also going to get a little extra money in my pocket.
Yeah, that would be, and granted, they're kind of doing me a favor, helping me get hours for this degree and all that stuff too. So I guess that, it helps our AD out, because that's the one drawback I think of being an athletic director, is just the time you spend at all these different events. At a school like ours, where I know y'all have a split AD, right?
We have like a district level ADs, and then we have campus level ADs.
For male and female?
Boys and girls have campus coordinators is what they would call them.
So we have one who does it all for our school, and then the other schools have one. But, I mean, he's pretty much there every night of the week. And so, A, it's a favor to me because he's helping me get hours, and B, it's kind of works out for him too because he can have a night home with his family, once or twice a week. But.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, like some people think the AD part of it all is you just click some buttons on the computer, scheduling, like maybe big picture things you got to take care of, go through handbooks and stuff with your coaching staffs and all that. But they're there for every sport just about throughout the year, not just seasonal. So, I mean, that part's not always what it's cracked up. It's not just you sitting behind a desk, like make sure schedules and people are eligible and yada, yada. Like there's a lot more to it than that. And then especially like depending on what size school you're at, obviously it kind of can exponentially increase from there. So I don't know. Those people carry a big old weight that I now know why, especially like for some of those jobs we were looking at a couple episodes ago, like now they're splitting up head football and the AD job because that is a lot for somebody to do.
On, especially in the fall when you're trying to coach your sport, and you got volleyball going on, you got cheer going on, cross country, dealing with all that as well. I mean, I couldn't imagine how that was ever kind of one position, but
I don't know. It's probably one of those things where like there was a day and time where, if I wasn't at the office, like my work stayed there, but now where it could be middle of the night and something pop off on social media or whatever. And now that's a fire I got to put out as soon as possible. And I can't just wait till the next business day and tend to it. Like it might be something I have to tend to like in the immediate few hours or whatever the timetable is. I think just over time as the duties of the job have grown, I think it's just starting to make more sense to split it off and just have folks really focus on one thing at a time. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Definitely.
Well, my under didn't hit on the Sheraton Hawaii Bowl.
I hate it for you, man. I'm just concerned about that person we saw walking. Like I can't help but think.
So we get the kids to bed. I don't know. It was close to midnight, right?
Probably 11:40 maybe.
We figured out that we're going to try to record one tonight. So we're going to go get a couple of the microphones that you had at your office. And
it didn't work.
Yeah, it's 11:45 on Christmas Eve, and there is a random
shadow, large shadow, just walking on the sidewalk.
Look like Bigfoot, like walking down Main Street. Like I'm telling you, I think like just some folks are just ZFG. It just I don't know, like they don't care about anything. Like they want to go for a walk or whatever, like they're going. It don't matter the time.
Must have gotten dicey at Christmas Eve dinner at somebody's house. Like, I got to go for a walk. I can't deal with this.
Well, I think wasn't the Powerball drawing tonight?
Yeah, I didn't even buy it.
And it's like $1.5 billion. That
1.8.
That person might be sweating their last like $10 on some Powerball tickets.
Well, I hope it works out for them. Actually, no, I don't, because I want to get it on, go another however long and buy a ticket myself.
I was about to say it won't have to go, but like 2 more drawings, it'll be over $2 billion, right?
Yeah. Sheesh. I might go in there and drop like $200 on tickets. Just see what happens.
What was the show growing up? Was there not a show where like this group of friends all went in on a Powerball thing of some type, a pick six, and they all threw in like $10, so they had like this pot of $300 to go buy the tickets with, and then they won, and so the whole show, I think it only lasted like a season. I can't even remember the name of it now, but it just followed like what happened to each person after they got their share of this $200 million.
It was like
it was on like NBC. Show? It was on like NBC or something like that.
You know what show I remember? Kid Nation. Do you remember that show?
Is that like Big Brother, but they just threw these kids out
and let them run the?
Yes, I do remember that.
Great show. Let's do that again.
The liability though was probably because these were like truly.
These were children.
They were just threw them out on the prairie,
maybe middle school,
and they expected them to like form government or some kind of governing body.
They were like colored teams, like blue and yellow and green, and they'd like vote the yellow team's gonna eat like dirt tonight, and we're gonna have like a 5-course meal, or you could all eat some mediocre food. And they were like, "No, give me the steak. Let them eat dirt." And it was great.
Savage.
Great, man. Imagine today's kids on that show.
Dude, they, as soon as they couldn't charge their iPad, like
they'd be cooked.
man, we don't let our kids have the screens really unless we're traveling. And so we're trying to go out there. We got a flight mid-morning out of Dallas. And so we get through security, but like they know that like, hey, we're traveling. Like we know y'all got our iPods or whatever in the bag. Like, hey, can we get those? I'm like, guys, let's get through security. Like,
Y'all got any
get
iPads?
through
Like that Dave
security.
Chappelle skit?
And thankfully, DFW security wasn't that bad. We get through, of course. Now we got little guys. So we got a stroller again, car seat, all this stuff we got to check to get on the plane.
Did you get priority boarding?
No, we went straight Gen Pop. Like,
You get it though as a family. You get pre-boarding. Yeah.
I'm talking about security.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Now, yeah, that was a whole. That's the next thing. So we get through security, and I swear, as soon as we got our stuff through the metal detector or whatever, my youngest one's asking, "Hey, can I have my iPod now?" I'm like, "Dude, I don't even have my shoes on yet. Like, can we please
You don't
get
have pre-check?
No, I don't have pre. I don't
pre-check.
We don't fly that much anymore. Like, we only had like one kid. Super easy. Like, yeah, let's get on and off if we got to go here, there, wherever. But now that we got half a dozen or whatever, it's like, nah, I'm
gonna be honest, it's worth it even if you only fly. I think it's only every 5 years
that you re-up it or whatever.
Re-up it. I don't have to take my shoes off. I just walk through there.
I don't know, man. What is it per person?
I don't know, 100 something maybe.
Okay, so it's 500 now.
For you, I mean, the kids, let them take their shoes off. You'll go through the same line.
They got their shoes off half the time anyway.
Yeah.
We get through the line, and he calls my bluff. He's like, "We're through security. Like, where's the iPod at?" My buddy, as soon as you get your stuff on, I'll give it to you. How about that? Well, he gets it. It was the cutest thing ever. We're still like sitting on the little benches they have beside security, like getting everything situated, getting the stroller kind of pieced back together. He has that iPod. Says, "All right, guys, smile. This one's for the memories or whatever." Like, gets us all like, we're still sweating, and just because we're waiting in line, we rushed from the car to get through security. Of course, I'm the type I get to the airport like 2 hours early, anyways. So, but I'll be dang, it was one of the cuter things he did. We get to the plane or to the gate, and we did have pre-boarding, but they never announced it. Yeah, because we were flying a cheaper airline.
Oh yeah.
So they just like out of nowhere, they call Group 2.
Y'all get on the plane now.
Yeah. Oh, and here's the thing too. They call Group 2, and literally everybody at the gate just swarms the line.
Oh, people have no airport etiquette, and when I go, so it's like in traffic. Like you could be the nicest person in the world, but in traffic, I will like be screaming at you behind the wheel, calling you whatever I want under my breath. Same thing in the airport. If you're in Group 8, I'm in Group 2. I paid to be in Group 2.
Yeah, you wait your turn.
Yeah, this might sound elitist, whatever. I'm not. I promise you, I'm not. Like, but if I'm at an airport and I have the opportunity to pay like $25 and get on that plane earlier or get a better seat, I'm doing it. Okay, it's just me and my fiance, so it's not like we don't have to worry about paying for, 4 or 5 upgrades, whatever. They haven't even called veterans yet. Like they haven't even done any of the pre-boarding. You're in Group 8, standing at the turnstile, just. It drives me crazy, and I just want to cuss people out in the airport every time I do it. And it's the same thing when you land. A person who immediately stands up.
Oh, I can't stand that.
Row 45.
I can't
just
stand
book it up
that.
the aisle to stand there and wait.
I can't stand. As soon as the plane, like they're not even done throwing the brakes on yet from the runway, and people start standing
I hear
up.
Seatbelts unclicking.
Yes,
thing at the top. I'm like, what are you?
God, that reminds me. So we were supposed to get on pre-boarding, and they didn't. They just go straight to Group 2. So then we just get mixed in with everybody, and we get on the plane. It's fine. But so it's my wife and 2 of the kids, and then me and one of the kids. Yeah, we got split up. We're a few rows apart or whatever. And I read the ticket wrong, and I thought we had the window and middle seat. So I let one of my sons sit by the window, because they want to look out the window.
Yeah.
I do too. And we're sitting there for a second, and this nice lady comes walking up. She's like, "Oh, did he want to sit beside the window?" And I'm like, "Well, I think we've got it," and I realized I made a mistake. So I'm like, "Oh, well, I'll move him. It's all good." And she was super nice. She's like, "No, he stays there. He reminds me of my nephews. Like he can look out the window. It's fine." And so I'm like, "I appreciate it. Thank you." She sits down. Person's come and get on the plane. goes through the overhead latch above her, drops an entire like Stanley jug on her head, smoked her right in the head. So then I'm just sitting there like, I'm really glad that's not my kid that just got nailed by this Stanley Cup, because that's exactly where he would have been, like just getting beheaded by the Stanley Cup.
I can't stand people in it. Like, it always blows my mind how many people are flying. Like, the holidays makes sense. A lot of people traveling. But I'm talking, I've flown on like a random Tuesday, middle of the day, and the airport's packed, families. I'm like, what? Where are y'all going right now? Granted, I'm there too. Where am I going? Like, what? Like, how do all these people just constantly go in places? And they show up in pajama pants with, just looking slummy. And again, this is probably coming off really elitist, but like, have some kind of decorum. I get this is an airport where I want to be comfortable. Wear some athleisure. I wear Nike's gym shorts every day of my life. This looks better than pajama pants and a sloppy shirt with your blanket wrapped around your purse, everything falling out, and then you surprised when they make you check your bag when you get to the gate. Like, you knew the rules before we got here. You knew you didn't pay for a bag. Like, why are you even trying this? People make me so mad.
Yeah, it's we flew into Atlanta too. Oh. And it's the Atlanta airport. Atlanta in general is one of my least favorite places.
The world's busiest.
The Atlanta airport, though, I cannot stand. We get off, as soon as we get off the plane, speaking of the iPods, my youngest, we're like, all right, everybody got this. We kind of go through we just walked back out into the gate in Atlanta. We're off the plane. I'm like, hey, dude, where's your iPod? I don't know. Who's got it? And I'm like, dude, you had it. Like, that was the whole thing. This was going to be what you did on the plane to keep you from asking me for $10 pack of M&Ms or whatever. Like, what did you do with it? I don't know. Like, God dang. And so then turns out he also lost his sister's jacket, which is, how do you lose both? Whatever. So I go back and I'm like, hey, I think we left some on the plane. Can I get back on there and just check? She's like, no, you're not allowed back on the plane. Like, somebody's got to go look for you. And I was like,
well, chop.
Yeah, I was like, so is somebody going to go look for me, or like, am I just screwed? Long story short, we found it, and we're kind of just getting off and going, and we just kind of, me and my wife look at each other like, you can like always tell when you're in the Atlanta airport. Like, I'll never forget, like, I was at the gate one time in Atlanta, and somebody had a pit bull waiting to get on the plane.
Yeah.
Like, at the gate, like, check the dog to fly on the plane with a big old pit bull, which, whatever. I think pit bulls are nice, but let's just be honest.
That's not I feel like that's not a carry-on dog.
No.
That one's in a crate.
No.
You got a little Pomeranian, little puppy, okay. You do a little thing and fits under the seat, sure, buy a ticket for it, sits in the seat, whatever. But a pit bull?
Nah, that
thing's
get
going
bad.
under the deck.
Like again, they're loyal, they're protective. I think they are good dogs, but like, let's be honest, there's a lot of bad stories.
I ain't saying nothing about a pit bull. I'm just saying a large dog in a public place with random people, smells like that. It might be triggered by Five Guys. I don't know. Like, you can't trust it. Any dog, really. But I do feel bad for the one type of person in the airport I don't get mad at is when I see a family traveling. You see a dad and a mother and the kids. They just look, and I feel like I'm drained and I've just got to deal with myself. I can't imagine having to escort.
It's like just constant anxiety for however long
I will never get mad at a family in the airport because I feel like that looks.
That's the trenches.
That's a long day. That's a long day.
Speaking of going places, spinning it back to football. Did you see?
We talk about football in here?
Yeah. Did you see the newest addition to the transfer portal, which I don't know how I didn't know this guy didn't play college football already. He's got one of the best football names. All right. His name is Rocky Beers. He played tight end at Colorado State, but now he's going to be in the transfer portal. And I'll never forget, like, when I saw this tweet, like, in the last couple of days. Yeah, so here's Rocky Beers right here. Again, amazing football name. All right. But the fact that he plays for Colorado State and probably didn't have a Coors Light.
That's what I'm saying.
NIL deal, like, that's a missed opportunity, dude.
Yeah, Coors Light, if you're listening, somebody high up in Coors Light's listening, sign that man.
Where could he go next that would, I mean, what if he went to like UMass and he could hook up with Sam Adams? Yeah.
Yeah, but Rocky. I mean that
Rocky beers. That's
where's
pure.
Coors based out of? Is that?
Yeah, that's what
Is
the
that
Rockies.
St. Louis?
They're
Where is
no.
that?
No, they're in Denver. Like they make it up in Denver and stuff, right?
Why did I want to say Milwaukee?
Well, so all I know is the Rockies, the baseball team,
Colorado Rockies.
the Colorado Rockies. Their field is Coors Field,
Okay, so it's
and
gotta
so I
be.
feel like there is some kind of connection there.
Yeah.
And their tagline, "Beer as cold as the Rockies," like the
Yeah.
mountains are blue. I don't know. I feel like they got to be making it up there, but
Honestly, wherever he goes, sign him Coors Light. Pay that man.
yeah, travel with him. That'll make it. What if he goes to like Colorado and just goes plays with Prime or something like that? Shoot. Well, we're about at that time, Jack. If we can get this team of the week wheel going.
Oh, we sure can.
Let's see here. We're trying to do it all remote for you guys.
Look, we are trying to make it happen here.
Yeah,
you
it
see
is.
me sweating.
It is almost 2 a.m. Eastern time here on Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, by the way, everybody.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
We got episode 40 here. We got our team of the week wheel. I can't remember who we had. Was last week VR Eaton out of Texas? No, last week was Baker out of Florida. Because we talked about the
Okaloosa,
the rural schools down there in Florida. So let's see what we got for episode 40 here. Brought to you by Gridiron Spice Company. Y'all already know the code. It's in the show notes.
What does that say? Wow, you called it. VR Eaton.
We've already done them, though.
Have we?
Yeah, we already did
Sure?
them. Because remember, they had the like $3 billion bond in their school district.
Right, that's right. All right, psych. We got you. Just make sure you're paying attention. It's like Baker's on there.
South Carolina.
Who's that?
Fox Creek. Fox
Creek.
Creek, South Carolina. All right.
Do some
Now, I don't know
exploring
where
here.
Fox Creek is. I feel bad being a South Carolina native.
We about to see. It's late, guys. I can't type. I'm about 3 hop waters in. North Augusta.
Oh, okay.
North Augusta. So let's see what we got. A little 5-6 record. So not
Oh, the region record wasn't that great.
Hey, they beat them Dixie Hornets.
Oh, so we're talking like 1A ball.
It looks like they might be 3A.
What?
They just scheduled Dixie, it looks like.
Is
Region
Dixie
4,
still
3A.
1A?
Yeah, Dixie's 1A.
All right, so they got the Dub versus Dixie.
So they
Williston,
played
Elko. All right.
Newberry, Keenan,
Newberry,
Swansea, Silver Bluff, and Dillon.
Now they got some teams.
Yeah,
they got some dudes.
That's kind of a rough region there.
That is a tough draw.
That's a
Yeah,
tough.
because
The Predators, that's a sick mascot.
sick mascot. What's the actual little logo there? A fox?
It's kind of what it looks like. Let's see if we can find.
Yeah, I mean, I know Silver Bluff's got a lot of tradition down there. Obviously.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
All right, we got somebody doing some work in the graphics department, looks like.
That's what I like to see. Little Adidas action on the jerseys. I like the white helmets.
It's a clean look.
Oh, we got a good stadium pick right there.
We almost got a Louisville look to them. Maybe it's just the color scheme. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
That's a
turf?
nice stadium. Turf field.
That looks relatively new.
That does look new. How new is this school?
That's a great question.
Because I'll be honest, I've not heard of these guys.
Let's see.
No.
So that's a charter school. It's a public charter. Public college prep charter school.
So
Okay.
then it is relatively. Oh, it opened
2004.
in 2004. Okay.
Maybe they didn't have football until.
Well, and they might have been a public school that maybe something was going to happen and they had to become a charter.
Yeah.
I think I have heard of some teams or some schools having to do that. Like maybe they're going to consolidate them, or the numbers were going to be low or something like that. So okay, we got a charter school here, Jack. I know that tickles your fancy. We won't go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, we
again.
won't go down there.
Nice gym.
Yeah, that looks like a newer building.
That. Like I said, maybe when they reopened as the charter, they kind of got some new.
That's what I was trying to see.
New blood thrown in there.
Which North Augusta, I mean, that area.
That area's had some growth, I feel like. Of course, we were driving around here like we talked about earlier this episode. Like, They're throwing up houses left and right. I think the one thing that baffles me about, at least up in this area, I don't know how it is down there near Augusta, is like it's just it could be the busiest road ever, and they're gonna throw like 3 houses on the side of that road.
Yeah,
Just no side streets, no sidewalks.
check out the retro.
I like that.
That's kind of clean,
That should be their main logo.
right?
I like the little throwback here. Well, maybe with this realignment, they kind of get shook out of that.
I'm trying to see, which they've come out with that realignment. I'm assuming they stayed 3A, which I guess we can take a peek real quick.
Yeah, let's see if they got some shuffling around on there, because that region that we just read off, like those are some pretty good ball clubs they're having to play week in, week out in district.
So Fox. Oh, looks like they may have moved.
They go up or down. That's the real.
So let's check 2A.
I think they would be a bigger 2A if they just.
I don't see them. So maybe they bumped up.
Oh no. Which I don't know.
Fox Creek High is now 4A, so they got bumped up.
Oh,
they got 1,200.
Wonder who they'll get thrown in there with.
Yeah, that's.
Well, I remember when I was at BHB, I think when we were 4A, we had played North Augusta High. I think in the playoffs we played them one year. So if North Augusta's still.
They're still 4A.
Okay, so yeah, they might be mixed in with them.
And I will say, though, 4A, I'm not going to say worse. 4A had a drop down in terms of, with this new realignment, the quality of programs, I guess you could say, like your powerhouse programs, they all either went up or down to 3. 4A is not as strong overall as it was.
Well, shoot, shout out to Fox Creek, episode 40, Jack. Episode 40, getting to do it back in the motherland. Shout out to our team of the week there. Again, brought to you by Gridiron Spice Company. Use the code 4th and Ward, number 4, THANDWARD at gridironspiceco.com. You get 10% off your order. And that same code at hopwater.com will knock $10 off your order, guys. We'll always put it in the show notes as always, but it was fun. Hopefully we'll get a couple more recorded, 1 or 2 more recorded before we have to go our separate ways. You're flying up. Speaking of flights, you get to fly out 27th. We fly back.
7 a.m.
We fly back here soon too, back to old Texas. But guys, we always appreciate you guys tuning in and
try to work on some of the technical.
Yeah, shoot. First time doing it in person.
I'd say we did a fantastic job.
If you guys knew how Jack was sweating before we got this thing going, you would say we did a solid job with our first in-person recording one. We'll get all the kinks worked out, but at this point, we got to get out of here so Santa can come. So,
yeah.
Appreciate you guys watching. You want to say it, Jack?
Stay golden. Merry Christmas.
You locked in now with the 4th and Ward. 4th and Ward. Adam. Jay. Texas. Carolina. We out.